We love beer. We love barbecue. How about putting the two of them together?
Can I enjoy a simple beer without a bunch of rugrats running around the brewery, biting my ankles?
We have come to Easton to find out about a beer that you may have never tried before.
Thank you, Sierra. He's Joe Sixpack, the Grinch. I'm Glen Macnow, and this is What's Brewing.
What's Brewing? Brought to you in part by Monco Makers, powered by the Valley Forge Tourism Board. Download the app. Partial funding provided through a grant from the Pennsylvania Malt and Beverage Industry Board.
Hey, welcome to What's Brewing, our weekly show about craft beer. I'm Glen Macnow. He's Joe Sixpack. I'm looking forward to your kid-hating rant.
Come on, give me a break.
And today we are at Nordon Commercial Kitchen Equipment in Langhorne, a great company. We're going to show you some of the great items later. Look, we're here at this place, and we like beer and we like food. This is my friend Glenn Gross, pitmaster extraordinaire from Fat Jack's Barbecue. We brought Glenn in today to show us how we can mix beer and food. I know you come up with a couple of ideas.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Where do you want to start?
Let's start. We're going to actually do several things.
Yes.
We're going to do fried beer battered pickles and jalapenos.
I love the idea.
You like the idea?
Fried
pickles.
beer
Yeah, they're
battered
awesome.
pickles.
They're
Okay.
All right.
absolutely awesome.
All right.
Yes.
Then we're going to do a beer injected brisket and fried
Very
potatoes.
much looking forward to that. Joe Sixpack, let me ask you this question. I do two things when I cook with beer, okay? I make chili, and I usually pour a couple Guinnesses into the chili.
Right.
That's a good idea?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because you're not going to get the full Guinness. It's going to cook off.
Right, and I've become a master of the beer can chicken.
My favorite.
But when I do it, I mean, I've always felt you can use the cheapest beer you want
can.
because it really doesn't matter. Now with this, with what you're making, what are we looking at for beers?
I usually recommend that you do a beer that is not overly hoppy.
Okay.
It can be a little bit dicey on the flavor. So we talked about having some beers that are not hugely like in-your-face hops. And the first one I think we're going to do is what, Glenn?
We're going to use the in fact, I was on the phone with you, for an hour yesterday?
Yes, exactly.
At the liquor store. We're going to use the Kensinger.
Right.
And I thought that was kind of a lighter, kind of lager kind of beer, not very hopsy.
Right.
All right, let's roll a couple of these pickles. Show what we're
simple.
doing.
Very, very simple. Take some pickles.
Yes.
Throw. I already seasoned this, so
Okay,
we'll
what do you
add a little more. Seasoned salt, parsley flakes, granulated garlic, pepper, a little bit of brown sugar, which will cut the beer a little bit, and some salt.
All right.
So we're going to mix it all up,
right.
like that.
Yeah.
There we go. It's all mixed anyway. Throw some pickles in.
This is easy. I could do this.
Pretty easy. I mean,
Oh, wait a minute.
I would
Right?
never think about cooking pickles, though. They already seem ready to go.
Oh, wait a minute.
You know what?
I'm just getting them floured so everything
Barbecue
sticks.
pickles are a big thing. We do them
Oops.
at Contract and Brewing Company. People really
Oh,
like them.
they love them.
Okay,
Anyway,
so,
beer.
I guess
Oh.
the beer is a big part of this. Yes.
Yeah, that would work.
All right, okay, yeah.
All right, so now we come over here. Let's see. I might have to add a little more beer,
All right,
which isn't
we're
a big
moving
deal.
quickly. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
that's all right. Yeah, we're gonna have to add a little more beer.
All right,
Can you open me one
there you
real
go.
quick?
Boom.
All right, you got the
Okay.
right one, Glenn.
Did you get the right
There's
one?
a random choice there. You got
No,
it right.
it was the same beer. I
Anyway,
I
we're
know
gonna mix
what
it up.
I'm a
and we're gonna
professional.
Yeah, I know.
Now you do the pickles.
Now we do the pickles.
Uh-huh.
Okay, just put them in there. One hand. Grab them.
Okay.
Just like that.
All right.
Just like that.
We got to keep moving.
We can move.
I want to move to the brisket. We know that this is your ranch dressing.
That's the way
right?
we'll make that later.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Do a couple of those.
Couple
That's
of
good too.
jalapenos.
Jalapenos. People like jalapeno poppers.
They're jalapenos.
It looks thoroughly delicious.
They are awesome.
Okay, now this is your ranch dressing.
This is Memphis Ranch. We'll make that
Memphis
later.
Ranch. We'll assume that's good. What is this?
I need a towel.
This is a fine
This is-
side of beef going on here.
This is a nose-on brisket.
Uh-huh.
Okay. This is the decal and the nose is. If you ever see a brisket, it's a big fat hump
Yeah.
on the end. That's
Yeah.
the nose and the
Okay.
decal. So what we're going to do is take an injector And we're going,
Ooh, look at that.
look at that.
That is an injector.
That's an injector.
All
You
right.
want to get injected? No.
Yeah, afterwards. It's beer, isn't
Stab
it?
it. Yep. Just stab it.
Wow.
And watch what happens. Camera guy, come over here. Watch what happens. The beer
Oh, it
pumps
puffs
it
up. It's puffing up.
And what beer
puffs
we
it
got
up.
here?
This is the Weyerbacher.
The Weyerbacher Mary
And what I
Monks
did is I marinated it in this because I couldn't make up my mind.
Hornigat Lager. Okay.
Hornigat Lager.
Okay.
Couldn't make up my mind.
Hornigat Lager from Ship Bottom. Really good,
So
great beer.
anybody can do this, right? You
Yeah.
basically marinate it in beer.
Marinate it overnight.
And then you inject it in beer.
Inject it.
Now, how are we going to cook this? How
Tell you
long
what.
at what temp?
You're going to cook it, well, if you're lucky enough to have a smoker,
Right?
okay, which a lot of people do, you're going to cook it low and slow. It's going to go for 12 to 15 hours.
Okay.
We got to wait 12 or 15
Yes.
hours? Oh my God.
Or maybe I can do something because of the magic of
So
television.
you wake up, you do it first thing in the morning, then you have it
Yeah,
at night.
absolutely.
Okay. If
you just
not,
inject it. If not, you're going to do it in your oven at about 325, and I'm going to show you what to do.
well, you got 1 minute, so just tell
There you
us.
go. Very simple.
Uh-huh.
Goes in here,
Yeah.
throw some seasoning on it.
Oh, nice.
You throw some seasoning. If you're going to do it in an oven, you need a pan of water.
Yes.
Oh, all right. All
I've
right.
had
is
his
this.
barbecue for years. I do a food hunt every year, WIP. I did
Listen
a
to
rib
this.
contest. He was the winner. He's the best.
There you go.
All
Very
right.
simple. This
That
will go in your
is a thing
smoker.
of beauty. How many pounds is that?
11.
11 pounds.
11 pounds.
All
This
right,
is going to
enough.
go in your smoker if you have a smoker.
Joe, 6-pack, it's enough for you and I. I don't know
don't
about
have a
anybody
smoker,
else.
really.
Uh-huh.
All you're going to do is put it in water, cover it,
Right.
season it, throw this seasoning in there, and you're going to pop it in the oven.
All right.
Right over here.
Easy
Let's
enough.
do it.
Whoa.
He's used to working with this heat. Whoa. He's got a steady hand, too.
There we go.
Well, what I learned is while you're working with liquid, don't look at it.
Right.
It doesn't spill.
All right.
And it spilled anyway.
Yeah. So 325 for how
325.
long?
This is probably going to go for 3 to 5 hours.
3 to 5 hours.
3 to 5 hours.
But here's the magic of it. At the end of this half-hour show, we'll be eating
You'll
it.
have one.
All right.
It is magic. Glenn Gross, I'm not shaking your hand,
on.
but thank you, my friend. We'll come back. We'll try this.
35.
Hey, coming up, while Glenn is cooking, we are going to go to Easton, Pennsylvania, and visit a brewery making Baltic porters, whatever those are. Coming up next on What's Brewing.
Why walk when you can fly? Tap into your inner eagle. Yingling Traditional Lager. Spread your wings.
Welcome back to What's Brewing. Boy, that whatever Glenn Gross is cooking, that really smells good.
Pickles.
Yeah, we were looking forward to that, the brisket.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is the time of the show where we usually do our beer swap, and we have just kind of good local basic beers. I brought you a Yards Rival IPA. I mean, you know, Yards continues to be the leader in the clubhouse locally.
It's a sort of a, they rebranded this a little bit. Glenn, check out the label though. You love that green?
Yeah.
I mean, that's very familiar for any Eagles fan.
Yeah, well, it's smart. Green and silver.
Yep.
Can't go wrong with that.
Good looking beer. It's very copper looking and nice aroma.
Good stuff. I mean, I could drink this every day.
I mean, you call it a basic beer, but you know, that's almost, we don't mean to be demeaning by that. It's just that it's not a crazy beer.
No,
it's a beer that you could drink a lot of.
It's a good standard beer that I could have with most any meal or just sitting around at night. I'd be happy to drink this beer.
So I
In
brought
fact,
you.
I will.
I brought you. Okay, good. I brought you the same sort of concept of beer. This is the Trogs Hop Knife.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a seasonal beer. They bring it out in the fall. Another IPA. And you know, the idea here is that it's a fall beer. It's going to be a little. They wanted it to be a little bit maltier, I think.
Yeah, nice amber color to it.
But they really played out the hops on this. There's a huge number. I think there's about a half a dozen different hops in this beer.
Cascade, Chinook, El Dorado, Centennial, Citra Columbus. There you go. Sounds
Really
like a
fresh
quiz.
tasting. I
Yeah,
like this
very
beer.
nice. Yeah, crisp. Good stuff. Two very good local beers that you can enjoy at any time. All right, These are more basic. Sierra went up to Easton, Pennsylvania to visit a brewery specializing in Baltic beers. Let's check that out.
This old hotel has found new life as a brewery, and one of their specialties is the Baltic Porter. We're here with the head brewer of 3 years at the Two Rivers Brewing Company, Josh Bushy. And can you tell us a little bit about your Baltic Porters? That's what we're interested in.
Yeah, our Baltic Porter has done very well for us. We won a gold at the World Beer Cup this spring and a bronze at the Great American Beer Festival in the fall. And it's a strong lager, above 8%, that we brew with the bottom fermenting yeast. It takes 12 weeks to make. We ferment it low and cold for a long time.
Okay.
It has flavors of licorice, chocolate. It's real chewy, but it's not like cloying or dense. And it's higher octane, higher alcohol, but you don't get that whiskey, like shot of whiskey burn with it.
Okay. And when you say low fermenting,
So there's 2 types of yeast generally that brewers use. Ales, which are top fermenting, which are fermented warm for a short period of time, and then lagers, which are fermented cool, like around 50, 48 degrees for a long period of time.
and your beer is supplied just for your brewery, restaurant
Yeah,
area.
we sell it in-house only.
So you obviously have a passion for beer.
Yes.
What got you started?
Well, I think when I was younger, probably a little too young to actually be drinking, I grabbed one of my father's Sierra Nevada Pale Ales. And everyone as a teenager has had a beer or something, but that was the first beer that actually made me go, wow, because it was floral, it was citrusy, it had a cool bitterness to it. So that got me thinking that beer was more than just yellow fizzy water. And then in 2008, there was a job listing over at Fagley's Brew Works for basically a lackey. But I was in between some things, so it worked out and kind of worked my way up through there. And once you get into it, it's not a job, it's kind of a lifestyle. And did some brewing education while I was working there. And
You sound a bit like a chemist when you talk about the bacteria.
yeah,
and there's a lot to know.
it's a little science, a little alchemy. There's still, as much as there is science and you're keeping track of things and you're trying to keep all your yeast and bacteria happy, there is still some magic in this, which is kind of neat.
Yeah.
That keeps me interested.
And creative.
Yeah,
Your
exactly.
creative side going.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
Yeah, I think my favorite of all time was Six Finger Sam Saison. That was the first it was a barrel-aged Chardonnay barrel-aged Saison. We used some wild yeast, and it was a larger riff on something I'd been doing at home for quite a long time. And then it turned out nice, and then that was my first solo gold medal at the Great American Beer Festival. So it kind of has a special place with me. Yeah.
That's cool to take it from home to...
Yeah, a little different. I wasn't, at home I was soaking oak cubes in Chardonnay and dumping it into a 5-gallon glass jug, where here it's, I'm dealing with 55-gallon Chardonnay barrels and trying to roll them through the building. And
So you have the restaurant on the first floor, and then your brewery equipment and everything is on the second and the third. And then there's this window here that has brought all the equipment in. It hasn't always existed, this window.
Yeah, we had to cut a window, the window that's behind us, to get all the brewing equipment into the building. So we brought the serving tanks in first. There was a forklift outside that lifted the tanks up, and people in here dragging them in, hoping they didn't smash anything on the way.
Including themselves.
Or themselves, or their fingers. And then put them on a scissor lift to get the bright tanks upstairs.
Okay.
And then the brew house came in next, and then the fermenters last, because the fermenters, once they were put in place, that window sealed up and never to be opened again.
So can you talk a little bit about the barrels that you guys have in your basement?
Yeah, we have, I think we're up to 40 barrels of various sizes and origins. So we're brewing beer that is intended to be aged for quite a while. The Chardonnay, the Six Finger Sam that we brewed, it took about 8 months in oak, and we add various wild yeast like Brettanomyces, and then bacterias, Pediococcus and Lactobacillus, which create acidity, and the Brettanomyces gives you kind of a funk and tropical flavors. Wow. So we bring the beers down there, and then every month or so we go through and taste the barrels, which is a fun day.
Yeah. And
decide what's ready and what then we could do with that.
So we are here at one of their 2 bars, and we're going to talk a little bit about the different beers that they have on tap that they brew here. Can you tell us about some of your favorites or most popular?
Yeah, well, we always try to keep at least 12 beers on tap. Right now we're up to 14.
Nice.
Some of my favorites, yesterday after work, I had a Mount Vernon lager, which is just a clean, crisp, lower alcohol, easy drinking lager. We have Colonel Left Eye IPA. It's our house IPA. Has Mosaic, Citra, Chinook, Cascade hops in it, the usual suspects for American craft beer. We have a couple of beers right now on with malt from Deer Creek Malt House. They're a local malt supplier here in the greater Philadelphia area. Yeah, it's a cool operation. Mark, one of the owners there, went to school at Lafayette here in Easton, so there's a connection there with that too.
So this is a Baltic Porter that we've been learning about today.
Yeah, it's Banger Slate Baltic Porter.
Okay.
You'll probably get some flavors of black licorice, some chocolate, some coffee.
Yum.
It's fairly chewy, and it's pretty strong, but you shouldn't get any alcohol heat on it.
Okay.
Yeah, cheers.
Thank you. Glen and Joe, I know that Josh has sent you some, and this is something you haven't tried before. So I'm excited to see what you think, and I'm going to try it too.
I guess we got some, so we can see how this tastes.
All right, the folks from Two Rivers brought some beer down to us. Baltic Porter, this is their award-winning beer. Very special kind of beer.
Cannot see through this thing.
No. Wow, that's really good. Nice and malty.
It is, yeah. That is nice.
I'm enjoying
this. To me, this is a fireside beer.
Yeah.
This is a fireplace beer. If that makes any sense, that's how I like to drink it.
I want more of this.
I would drink. Well, good for you.
Exactly.
They make it in nice big bottles, so we can enjoy that. And I tell you what, I wouldn't mind drinking this beer with my kids with me because I love children. You, not so much. We'll talk about that when we get back on What's Brewing. Welcome back to What's Brewing. We're at Nordon Commercial Kitchen Equipment today. We're going to be trying some food, introducing you to some interesting beer products. But first, you go out to the bar, you want a cold one, and there are kids. Actually, not the bar, the Brewpub.
The Brewpub.
This is really a story about Brewpubs.
Breweries, yeah.
When is it right or wrong, I ask you, Joe Sixpack,
all right,
to take your sticky, bratty kids out to the corner tappy?
Here's the thing, Glenn. I do like kids, but I don't like them in breweries. Breweries are and bars are a place for adults to congregate and enjoy themselves. I completely understand the idea that parents need to get out and they are not often able to bring their kids or get a babysitter for their kids. But please don't bring your kids to the brewery.
I think there's a time and a place, and I understand if you're going to a bar. I make a distinction between a place that serves liquor and a place that serves beer.
Okay.
Or even primarily beer, because most brew pubs do so. You know, we do sell hard liquor as well.
Right.
But the corner brew pub to me is the community gathering spot, and it aims to be, and it attracts families, and that's kind of what it's about. I understand you don't want it to turn into Chuck E. Cheese. I get that, but I can also tell you that in this 21st century, you're going out 6 o'clock at night, 7 o'clock at night. People have their kids. Our place in Havertown, the Town Tap, we have a play area in the back for kids. We have Jenga. We have a kids menu. We have crayons, and it works.
Yep.
At night, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, they go home. Then it's all yours.
So this play area you have, it's caged off from the rest of the...
Well, it's the outside area.
Right, so they're segregated from everybody else.
Well, they're not sitting at the bar.
And they're, well,
Okay.
that's good.
No,
that's good.
I see that as a difference.
Frankly, I just don't want to get bit by the kids. That's,
Okay, look, and people can go too far. I read a story in the New York Post. There's a place in Brooklyn where parents are hosting their young children's birthday parties at Brewpub tasting rooms. I don't think toddlers need to throw keggers. I'm
Exactly.
with you on that.
Right.
There should be rules. After 7 o'clock, kids go home.
Yeah, I think there should be a time, and I will tell you something else. I also think no matter what the time, kids should not be sitting at the actual bar.
Okay.
That to me is a sort of
get you.
DMZ.
Right, I get you that. And the interesting thing is I tried to find what the laws are for this, because there are a lot of laws in states that kids can't go into bars. But brew pubs are different, and most states do not govern if kids can go into brew pubs, and so they do.
All right, so I'm okay. I would be okay with kids coming into bars if you could, and brew pubs, if you can also bring dogs.
A lot of them do allow dogs. We allow dogs at some of our places that have the outside place.
Outside,
It depends on also
that's
if
discrimination.
You serve food.
Come
well,
on.
no, it also depends if you serve food. You
True.
can't bring dogs into a lot of places. Kids actually eat food.
They do, but I think a dog is actually more enjoyable to have as my drinking companion.
You never enjoyed the juice box pairing with the what do you call it, the goldfish crackers?
Yeah, and a nice crisp IPA. Yeah, not for me.
Again, to wrap up, I think that brew pubs are kind of like the old beer gardens, and you've talked to me about
Right,
beer gardens in
exactly.
Germany.
True,
It's
yeah.
where everybody in the neighborhood congregates, and so the kids welcome.
Right, all right, so if you're going to bring your kid to the brewery, please pay attention to them. If you're going to be a parent, be a responsible parent.
And, you know what? On that we
All
agree,
right.
and that should be anywhere. All right, we've been doing the IPA brew down on our show. Since we started, we picked 16 IPAs from around the states. We're in the second round, the round of 8. What's the result
Okay,
tonight?
we're going to move right into the city, into the Philadelphia region, and we had a really, really tight race here between Yards, Cape of Good Hope, and Manayunkin Dreamin', which was both of them.
Those are two really
I
good
love them
brews.
both.
I'm drinking some Yards right here, right now.
Well, the Yards, Cape of Good Hope won, and they're going to move into the Final Four.
Congratulations to them. Coming up, we've been smelling all of that great barbecue that's made with beer. We're going to taste it, and we're going to tell you how you can get a Kegerator right in your own house.
Cool.
Next on What's Brewing.
Why walk when you can fly? Tap into your inner eagle. Yingling Traditional Lager. Spread your wings.
This season, stay up, stay out, stay wild, stay cool, and stay together, because you don't have to go far to get away. Book your stay and receive offers of up to $250 at these premier attractions.
All right, let's start this segment with, we tasted 2 great local beers before. We're at Nordon Kitchen Equipment. We had everybody taste the beer. The blue is the Yard's rival. The red is the Trogs Hop Knife. Hold up your favorite one, blue or the red. Blue, red, it's, you know what, it's pretty split. 2 great local beers, and I think, well, it was pretty even for us. I think it's even for them. Let's go over here and try some of that great food. Six-pack, what are you up to over here?
All right, I'm with Steve Kauf with like the greatest beer invention in the world, the Kegerator.
All right, Steve Kauf, let's discuss this. I need one of these at home.
You do need one of these, Glenn, and everybody knows Nordon is an expert in commercial food service equipment, but we're also an expert in beer. So we offer these in 1, 2, and 3-door Kegerator units.
All right, Joe Sixpack, tell me why I would want one of these in my house.
All right, well,
or tell me why I wouldn't, because I think I do.
exactly. It's hard to know why you wouldn't. I mean, fresh beer out of the keg, can't beat it. I actually had one of these, and I rigged it so you could get 2 of these taps in it. So these things do come. These towers come with 2 or even 3 kegs can fit in.
How
here.
long, Steve, how long will the keg stay? If I put a keg in it and I don't drink it in it, 2 days, how long will I be able to have it?
You have much longer than 2 days. I mean, this is gonna, with a Kegerator system, this is gonna be good for 6 months or even longer.
Right,
So,
pumped in with CO2, sure.
one of the things we can do, everything's fully customizable. We can stage it here at Nordon, so we can do glass doors, we can do shelving, and we can even change your taps to do either coffee or wine.
Coffee or wine?
It's cool. And these are really popular among home brewers too, because they're always making beer, and it's a pain in the ass to bottle beer. So putting them in a keg is a lot of fun. And if you're a lager maker, it's built in. You can cool your beers as you lager.
I like it. All right, we got to find out about the great food that we cooked. Let's go back and visit with Glen Gross.
All right.
Here we are.
Pitmaster extraordinaire. At the start of the show, you showed us how we can cook with beer.
Yep.
Let's go over what you made and let's start eating. I'm hungry, my friend.
Yes, you are. So what we did is, obviously, this is the brisket that really just came out of the oven. It's injected with beer. And I'm going to squirt a little apple juice on top of it to get it nice and moist and give it a little more flavor. We have the grilled garlic potato. We have the fried pickles.
I'm looking forward to those.
What's that?
I'm looking forward to the.
You ever have a fried pickle?
No, never.
Well, you're going to be in for a real treat. Then we got fried jalapeno bunches.
Poppers, bunches, okay.
Bunches.
Right.
And then
and we did this with the Merry Monks, right?
Right.
And the Kensinger or the ship bottom?
This is the ship bottom. We
Okay.
marinated the beer in that.
So,
Oh, look at this.
you ready for this?
Oh, that's a thing of beauty. I got to tell you, you
look.
don't know this. It smells really good. What's the matter?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. You look concerned.
I'm just admiring my work.
Oh, okay, good. You can do that. Gosh, this really smells good. This cooked for how long?
In the oven, it's going to go for about 4 to 5 hours. In the
Okay.
smoker,
On TV, it was 20 minutes. It's
well,
amazing.
magic of
Barely.
television.
Yeah.
In the smoker, you're going to go for about 15 hours.
Okay. Wow, it looks good. It smells
Smells
good.
great.
And the beer really does give it like an aromatic.
Absolutely. And you know what? Don't worry about the beer really killing the flavor, because it's not going. It cooks off, and you get the essence of the beer.
So, Joe Sixpack, what would you pair with this?
I'm not waiting. Beer.
Hot sauce. Whoa. Yeah, hot sauce or mild sauce.
I'll take the mild sauce, please.
Here, help yourself. I'm not doing it for you. Help yourself.
okay.
Take a little bit of this. There we go. All right, let's see how we do here.
Wait a minute.
I like to pair it with the beer that it was cooked in. In this case, it's the Ship Bottom Barnegat Lager.
Oh, God. It's really good.
Thank you.
It's tender.
Hot or mild sauce?
Oh, I got it. And it's
Never mind.
flavorful. It's really good.
Oh, man. All right.
Oh, you taste that beer? New recipe at Fat Jack's.
Now, these pickles are what I was curious about. What is the sauce that we're dipping them in here?
This is a Memphis ranch. All it is ranch dressing, some chili powder, some Frank's hot sauce, and a little bit of McCormick's Cajun seasoning, some salt.
Those are killers.
Got a little bit of a kick to it. And
That's all you want.
makes you want to drink a little bit more beer.
Right.
All right, bottom line,
Bottom line,
this stuff is all delicious.
it's all easy
And
to do.
And you can cook with beer, and you can do it every day.
Absolutely.
And it's easy to follow what we said, right? Just go back to the beginning of the show, see what we did,
If you
and
have any
enjoy
questions, call me.
it. All right. Any
Real
closing
simple.
words, Joe Sixpack?
More beer, please, because that's what you need to really pair with this really good food here.
Yeah, great stuff. Glen Gross, thank you very
Anytime,
much.
guys.
Everybody, thank you for watching. We will be back next week with another edition of What's Brewing. We got to go. We got to eat. See you later.
Take care, everybody.
What's Brewing? Brought to you in part by Monco Makers, powered by the Valley Forge Tourism Board. Download the app. Partial funding provided through a grant from the Pennsylvania Malt and Beverage Industry Board.